Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gillesmansillon. I thought I'd come and continue to wish you a wonderful day for all that we seek to do in the spiritual ascension path is connect to our inner God, our inner divinity, to reconnect, to remember the name of God. I am that I am, or whatever name you can conceive, to become one, to commune, and also to learn to be able to express those ideas about the kingdom of God, what we know inside of us, this connection. For that is really all that humanity needs to create the reconnection. Right now, there's a lot to integrate, so it's important to rest and recuperate, to take your time, to find your vibration, to find your inspiration before you go into action. For right now, we have already one foot in the fifth dimension, and we're already connected to the inner God. And so it's all about discovering who the source is. For we will never exhaust the potential of discovery of who God is and the source. For God is far greater than anything we can believe. And it is our safe passage to be connected to that inner source. It will navigate us through the process. For the Galactic Federation of Light, those great higher civilizations that supervise and protect the planet from above, will only act when there is no choice, when no humans can do something, or there is there is no other choice. There's too much danger in relationship to what is to come. So they will only act, but you can already utilize the connection, the energy. For in the past, the angels will share some thought. The knowledge is being anchored, and right now we are protected. We are guided and protected, and what is coming is hope. Is hope and faith needs to be really strong all the way to the end, to the point of freedom, which I see it's right in front of us. What we're working on now is reparation. We need to bring back into balance those aspects of our life with the assistance of God and the Spirit as well, for it will make it a lot easier. And the outcome is the one, the magician, the energy, everything is one. You are the one. It's you here and now, and returning to the great deal of a sense of balance and equilibrium and empowerment. And the earth is awakening, so ask the earth what you can do for her. Talk to the trees, talk to the animals, talk to the clouds. Not verbally, because people will think you're insane, but mentally, you can really already address the world of energy and see what you can do. For the only thing we need to do is to remember that name of God, to remember we are, to be absorbed within the energy of the oneness and the love of God. For is always sharing in the joy of happiness, or God is waiting for us to be ready to accept the love for we never intended, most people never intended to oppose life, oppose God. If we made mistake, we made mistake. But no, the great majority is quite innocent. We are quite innocent in the process. We are just as God has created us, and so we can let go of the judgment and the guilt and all thing. And it's okay to follow. It's more than okay to follow your own way, to be yourself. You don't need to justify yourself. The I am that I am. To accept yourself, accept you are the love and light of God, and you don't need to defend your choice. You present it, but you don't need to justify God. God is the only one you want to, this inner source, your true self is the only one you want to align with. From once that is done, all the illusions will fall away. And accept your choice and beliefs. Whatever choice and belief you have right now is good for you. If they bring you joy, then continue to cultivate them until you receive a sign that's to grow and evolve it. But otherwise, just and if they don't bring you joy, you're becoming aware that you need to make a new choice or change your habit, your pattern of thoughts. For now is an anti-chamber. It is a chamber for something to come. No matter where we go, we end up in this anti-chamber that opens up to a new space, a new reality. It will never end. It is an eternal process. Just every time we move into this new anti-chamber, it becomes more comfortable. Our space becomes more comfortable and more integrated. For remember, you are the love and the life force of God manifested. Nothing short of that. It is all about that. And it is an eternal partnership and communion. There is nothing you need outside of God. Just like there is nothing outside of God. But the ego mind will make us believe, will make us forget that we can believe, that we can be separated from our source, from our creator. For the ego it strives on fear. And so for this eternal partnership will continue to grow, and once we get to this connection, there will never be an end to the joy that we can feel, and the joy is a sign of alignment when we find those moments of pure bliss and freedom. For we were authorized to play the role of lowly humans, not empowered for a little while, but God is the gift. There is no other gift. It is really what we seek to integrate, to remember that we are that which is the source in form. The highest wisdom is here and now, for it is all happening here and now. It will always be happening here and now. So it is utilizing the moment of now to relax, to let go, to breathe. What we need to understand is happy, to be fully in the acceptance that all is perfect and there is so much more coming. The point of freedom is right before us, to spread joy, to make it light. What we need to do is the higher power, to learn to work with the higher powers, to work with the higher intelligence of the universe, the great spirit and spirits, that to be more as well as to work with the source, to become more efficient in this community. And the outcome is a new life, so it's like it's also emerging of the egg, of the cocoon, so it's very it's very, very powerful. It's coming, it's right there, it is happening right now. For I also wanted to discuss a few more ideas. I wanted to thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and for your donations. It's very kind. And if you want a private session, you can send me an email. As I wanted to discuss the idea of this idea of fall from grace, when the symbology of the story of the garden is like when Eve eats on the fruits of knowledge. The symbology is that patience is like the fruits will fall down to the ground when they're ready, but the fruits were not ready, so they're like the impatience of wanting the knowledge before acquiring the experience. And because the true story is revealed, there is a far more factual stories that's revealed in the Urantia book. Urantia book is the story of the garden, and the Adamic race was living inside the garden, inside the wall, and they were supposed to wait till they have 1 million of their population before to mix in with the color race outside the garden. But Eve was seduced by with Satan, and they were like they managed to seduce her into believing that he would accelerate the path to have a child with a king of the blue race that was outside of the garden. The Melchizedek warned her not to do it, but she never defaulted. She was always faithful to the Creator. It was just an error in judgment. After that happened, she was the Adamic destroyed all the tribes of the color race that were outside. They were really pissed off, and then but eventually Adam left his immortal status to stay with Eve, because she and that led them to the second garden. But it's all about patience, about waiting till the fruits are ripe for consumption. Just I don't know why, so I talk about this. For it is both a symbolic and a factual story. But the Adamic is not the first beings. They were for 1 million years. Human beings were already there, and it's just the Adamic were actually material and sons and daughters. They are uplifter, biological uplifter that are sent. They were sent about 37,000 years ago. Although their mission had failed, they brought so much to the contribution, and they're still on this console of the 20 on the 4 and 20. They're still super advisors. They've been reintegrated as by the Christ. They've been forgiven for whatever could happen in the past. So those are just a little technical information. There was two channels already talked about this. It's like there's this mystery school, a class that's been open and available. We hope that many will attend, or rather in conscious meditation, or in during their sleep time. It's called the Voyage of the Violet Flame. For Sananda is the director of study, but there is only one teacher. It is Saint-Germain. If you go to this class, it is not to share your opinions, to believe. It's everybody's on the same level, all equal, and we go there to learn. And there are very strict rules and regulation and order. So it's not a study group. It is not a place where I know this or I know that. You just, when you go there, you just listen and you follow that journey. You follow that voyage of education. It's an individual journey. Everybody needs to follow their own path. And so also wanted to talk about the idea that there is a 13th constellation in astrology that will become more obvious and more useful in the future. For 12 constellation was enough during the Dark Age. But the 13th constellation is called Officius. It is a Christic constellation, and it is between the Scorpio and Sagittarius. It is ruled by Chiron, the planet Chiron, which is a planet of education and enlightenment, a very powerful planet. And so this constellation will become more. Some people are born during when the sun passed through this little constellation that stands in between those two other ones. Another thing that I thought was very funny that went through my mind is a sort for contemporary scientists, they actually have very little knowledge about the truth of who they are and what the universe is about, the nature of the universe and how it works. Well, they're learning, but they believe it was created 13 billion years ago. This, to me, the Big Bang is a Belgian joke. It's just it's because of space breathing. It expands and contracts to 2 billion years. It expands 2 billion years, contract 2 billion years. And they were saying that the universe, the cosmos as we know it in the physical form, was the official for the beginning of time is on Paradise is recorded when the creation of the 21 Ancient of Days that came by trio to rule over the 7 super universe is the official beginning of time. But the physical manifestations were about 24 trillion years ago. And also our own galaxy is one of the original galaxy with Andromedas. We're part of the first inner ring around the central universe that is invisible. So our galaxy is really, really old. And when we look at a telescope, they kind of tell you, well, it is the past. We're looking at the past because of the time the light comes to come to us, but actually it is not. It is completely. They get it upside down. For right now, the past we're living in this time and space reality of the 7 super universe. But what we see in our telescope is the first level of outer space. It is not even open yet. It is the future. It is where humans and all created beings will eventually evolve towards in those great galaxies in the first level of transcendental universes that will be inaugurated after the completion of all time and space. So all those galaxies are actually more of the future than in the past. We also wanted to say that to be careful of everything that's in the media. It's like there's a lot of stage event to make you believe, to create collective egregores. So they're staging an event, say this is really what's happening in this continent, but it's just a stage event. Everything else is really not true. And then people believe that in this place or in that place there's that everywhere is going like it's going crazy, but it's not the case. They're really even in the internet you want to be careful and have a balanced view of things. And so for now there is like the vax and the anti-vax, but even those if you need to be first if you need to be vaccinated for a job, something ask for someone to sign this order by writing. It's like somebody has to be responsible for this kind, and then know that if there is a better job waiting for you somewhere else, there is a better job waiting for you somewhere else, or even if you get a vaccine, just ask God that there is only light and love, that everything else has been evacuated immediately. Personally, I'm going to try to avoid it. I don't think the need. And also that came to my mind is that I want to express today is that the physical universe that we see, everything that we see is just the skin of the universe. So the skin is the biggest organ we have. It englobes all the physicality of all the energies and the matter that we are made of, the cells. But it's only the skin. It's just. It envelopes it, and the material reality that we see is not the ins and outs of things. It is just a cover-up. It's something that covers, and everything has inner depths. So do not forget to connect to your inner self. Within your heart, there is this God at the very center of things. Return to this presence. I'm going to finish with a song. It's a song that went through my mind this morning. I wasn't sure who sang it or what the name of the song, but I found it. A song of Bryan Adams called Heaven. It's like this. Oh, thinking about all our younger years, there was only you and me. We were young and wild and free. Now nothing can take you away from me. We've been down that road before, but it's over now. You keep coming back for more. Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'll find it hard to believe we're in heaven. Oh, once in your life you find someone who will turn your world around, bring you up when you're feeling down, and nothing can change what you mean for me. Oh, there's a lot that I could say, Oh, just hold me now, 'cause your love and light the way. Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'll find it hard to believe we're in heaven. Yeah, love is all that I need, and I found it here in your heart. It isn't hard to see we're in heaven. I've been waiting for so long, for something to arrive, for love to come along. Now our dreams are coming true, through the good times and the bad. Yes, I'll be standing here by you, baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'll find it hard to believe we're in heaven. And love is all that I need, and I find it here in your heart. It isn't hard to see we're in heaven. You're all that I want, you're all that I need. So, the songs, I don't know why. It can also be considered that when we find God, we find all that we want. We can rest within this energy, and then we will automatically attract the right partner. For there's only not one partner that is perfect for us in the whole universe. There is maybe one person that's the ultimate soulmate, but there are many people that are quite compatible with us. It's a matter of mental, emotional level and availability. And so just be open to love and receptive always. Cultivate love. Love first internally. Let the love always flow through your heart first, rather than depending, and then you can share that. And the card of the day is the Knight of Michael. It's a very powerful card of intuition. It's about breaking down from all little patterns and emerging into something new. Strong, devoted, intellectual, and applied. It is time to move on to a next gear, to shift to a higher gear. The logic must overcome the emotion, sudden change. So it's about being not being governed by emotion, but following the feelings, and as we know how to navigate through the process, to be in a receptive mode and to be ready for what we've been asking for. Thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful Sunday, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.